guys, we have thrown so much information out at you guys, and you're probably thinking, okay, that's all good and fine, but when I get my Young Living starter kit, I really kind of want to know what to do with these oils. And so the great thing about our oils is that there really isn't a wrong way to use them. There might be a better way to use them, sure, but you will pick up on those as you learn as you go. I know for me, when I first got my kit, I was super overwhelmed and was like, okay, I know how to do lemon and lavender, and that's about it. But there's 11 essential oils that come in your kit, and so there's a lot of different uses and different combinations and mixes that you can do to get the most benefit. So it's definitely a journey, so it's okay if you don't understand right away how to use all 11 oils to their best benefit. It just takes some time and some learning, but it's so worth it. The important thing right now, though, I would say is that you would just use them and just try to be consistent. I know for me, what helps me to be consistent is to have them out. So I have a shelf in my bathroom, I have a shelf in my room, I have some in my kitchen, I have some in Jack's room. And so if I have them out in ways I can see them on a regular basis, I'm more likely to use them consistently. So there are many ways for the body to absorb the therapeutic components of the Young Living essential oils. You can inhale them, you can use them topically, and you can also ingest them internally. So we just want you to use common sense and go with what your gut tells you, of course. Your gut's typically pretty spot on when it comes to stuff like that. And we are here to support you and to help you and to answer questions the best that we can. And also, there's a great reference guide called Essential Oil Desk Reference. Looks like this. This is the smaller kind of pocket size, and they also have a larger one. And it's definitely a must for any oiler. And I know for me, it's been phenomenal. I bought this, I think, the same night that I bought my kit from my sweet friend Michelle. But basically, just the main thing is that you just use them. And they will do you zero good if you just keep them in the box in a drawer. So make sure that they're out and that you can see them on a regular basis and so that you can use them. And this Essential Oils Pocket Reference, I'll actually add a link in the comment section below. You can get it off of Life Science Publishing or Amazon, but Life Science Publishing is the group that actually publishes this book. And it takes every essential oil and tells you kind of like what it's made of, the recommendations, how you can apply it, how you can use it, things like that. So it's been super helpful for me when I'm like, okay, I have this going on and I really don't know what's the best way to help myself. And so it's just a quick, easy way to get the best use of your oils. So we're going to go ahead and dive in and talk about the 3 different ways that we can use our oils. We're going to start off with internally. So yes, Young Living has essential oils that are safe to take internally. So what that means is that you can swallow them, you can drink them, you can cook with them, and Young Living has an entire line of essential oils that are labeled for internal use. This helps with confusion, I think, with some people on what I can ingest and what I shouldn't ingest. The Vitality line, and that is basically any of these with the white label. When you get your starter kit, you'll get 5 Vitality line oils that is recommended for ingesting. This one as well. So you have Copaiba, lemon, digest, thieves, and peppermint. That come in your kit. And then there's also clove and nutmeg and cinnamon bark that I've also used that have been amazing for baking around the holidays and things like that. And other ways you can use them too. Also, you can encapsulate, basically meaning you can purchase a VeggieCap from Young Living, Amazon, your local health food store, and you can add some drops and blend a few of the essential oils that could benefit your body from taking oil internally. And so I do this when not feeling too great and my immune system needs a fast boost. And so I'll use thieves, lemon, oregano, frankincense, and tea tree and a veggie cap. And sometimes I'll add a carrier oil to it and sometimes I won't. And this really helps just boost my immune system to where the next day I'm feeling, if not back to normal, really, really close. So that's a fast and easy way and safe way to use your oils. You can also add them to food or to drink. And just make sure that when you're using them with your drinks to use either a glass or stainless steel container. Essential oils actually know the difference between a natural and a synthetic and can eat through the plastics or styrofoam. So even though it may not be apparent, it could be leaking toxins from the plastics, and then that would kind of defeat the purpose of trying to ingest things that aren't toxic. So just make sure that you have like your Yeti or a glass when you're using them for drinks. I love adding peppermint to my water. I love adding lemon to my water. I love adding peppermint to a cup of tea. I love baking with peppermint, especially around the holidays. Love me some peppermint brownies. You could even add peppermint to like your coffee if you wanted. So all different ways to be creative with that. Also, you can drop them underneath your tongue, sublingually. Never heard of that word, but apparently that is what that's called when you drop it under your tongue. And it's one of the fastest methods to get all of the essential oil goodness into your body. So people have used Digize, which comes in your kit, to do this before, like they might hit up the China buffet or some KFC, that might make your stomach a little upset. So, hey, let's be proactive and go to KFC, but make sure that we're using Digize to help with our digestion. So the next thing we'll talk about is topical. And topical can basically mean that you apply these essential oils neat to your skin, or which means undiluted, just straight from the bottle. That's usually how I apply my oils. It's just straight to the bottle. I don't have sensitive skin, so it does not irritate my skin. So you would know if you have sensitive skin. And if you do, then you would dilute it. And you can dilute it with a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is basically just a fatty oil, such as olive oil, almond seed oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. I love fractionated coconut oil. And I use that to dilute my oils when I use them on Jack. Or if I just want to use like Peace and Calming, which is my favorite oil, and I don't want to add 18 drops to my skin, maybe just like 2 or 3, but I want to cover a larger surface, like maybe my arms or all my legs, I may mix it with a carrier oil. The cool thing about that is that essential oils are so potent. That's why I love them. And they can enter the body in the bloodstream in like 20 seconds once they hit your pores. And so they're pretty potent and powerful. So a little bit goes a really long way. You only need a few drops. You don't need 18 drops, like I said. So because they're so potent, a fatty oil, such as a carrier oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, basically what that does is just slow down the molecules entering into your skin. So it's like putting the brakes on. So if you're concerned about how your body will react, or like I said, if you have sensitive skin, or even with children, this is a great way to still use your oils and benefit from them, but you would just dilute them. So not only can you apply essential oils directly to your site of concern, you can also use the VitaFlex points of the feet. So I would definitely recommend you researching that, Googling that, figuring out what points on your feet are connected to certain areas of your body. So the VitaFlex is an ancient healing methodology brought to the U.S. And basically it just means vitality through reflexes. And so oftentimes certain people will use their oils that way as well. when it comes to applying oils topically, one of my favorite ways or favorite parts of the body is the bottoms of my feet. This is because it has the bottoms of your feet have the largest pores. And so you're able to get the greatest benefit from applying them to the bottoms of your feet. And so they're able to just absorb really rapidly. And typically the bottoms of your feet aren't that sensitive. So you can do this at night and put on socks, or you could do this before you have a long day ahead of you and you feel like you just need some extra support to get through the day. You can do it, put it on the bottoms of your feet and then put on socks and wait for the day. And whenever you're in doubt, if you're just like, I'm not really sure where to apply this, you can apply it to the bottoms of your feet. Lastly is aromatically. And so this basically means inhaling the molecules. And a way to do that is to place a few drops in your ultrasonic essential oil diffuser, which disperses tiny particles into the air via a fine mist. And every essential oil kit from Young Living that you get, like the starter kits, comes with a diffuser. So that's great. And I love diffusing because not only does it make our home smell so good and fresh and clean and just lovely, but unlike synthetic fragrances like candles, those do more harm than good. It's amazing what you find what's in those things. So sad because I love candles. But now we diffuse instead. But when you diffuse, you and your family are benefiting the therapeutic benefits from these oils. So that's always awesome. Another way you can use oils aromatically is to place a few drops in your hands and just inhale. I love to do this with Peace and Calming. Talks about that being one of my favorite oils, and it is. I love doing that. Some people just breathe it straight from the bottle. Even if your bottles are empty, you can still do that. And when inhaled, molecules of essential oils, immediately go to the smelling part of your brain and then to the limbic emotional part of your brain to work in the emotional area of our bodies. This is fascinating to me. It's been scientifically proven that emotions and illnesses are closely linked, and our eyes, ears, tongue, and sense of touch are all wired so that their messages passed to the brain via the reasoning cortex first. The nose, however, is wired differently. It connects directly with the limbic brain, such that one's response to an aroma is going to be emotional before it can be rational. Say what? Therefore, because inhaled oils directly affect the emotional seat in our brains where traumatic memories are often stored, and because oils can release cellular memories stored anywhere in the body, they can be of great value in helping us clear ourselves from the unconscious, hidden emotional patterns that control our lives. That was a lot of information. But like I said earlier, it's a little overwhelming, and that's a lot of information, and all of that I just talked about, so powerful and life-changing. You could do an entire class on just the emotional benefits of oils. And that's something that I'm really interested in learning more about. And there's some really great resources out there for you as well if you're interested in that too. So, those are the 3 benefits or 3 ways you can benefit from essential oils and how to practically apply them. So I hope that you learned a little bit in this little video, and let's keep going.